we're going to be doing more outreach about the very pressing issue, which is digital IDs. Now, we've been talking about this for a long time, but finally it's coming into fruition and the government is pushing for a brick card. This is incredibly concerning. This is more surveillance. This is more control. This is more of our government telling us how to live our lives and tracking us constantly. This is a massive issue, and the public need to wake up to it. Whilst there's many other issues going on in our country, may that be migration, net zero, and so forth, this is something we really need to be talking about. So we're going to be engaging with the public, we're going to be doing outreach, and we're going to be doing on-the-ground work, which is actually benefiting the people, not just talking online. Oh, damn, this is busy. Jeez. Today I'm just spreading some information about something really, really important. It's around digital IDs. This is something I've been speaking about for a little while now. But it's the idea that all of your information is put on a centralised system that the government has access to. Now, I think everybody can agree. We don't trust the government, so why would you trust them with your information? This is something we need to fight back against as the people. We need collective strength here, where we resist mass surveillance, we resist the constant need for the government to tell us what to do. The World Health Organization, World Economic Forum, United Nations, they're constantly infiltrating our government. We need to push back against this. We need to bring power back to the people. Get rid of digital IDs, get rid of mass surveillance, make our country free. We do not need to rely on the government. They're supposed to look after us. They don't. They want to bring in digital IDs, and they don't want to do it for your good health, because they're good people, because they want to look after you in any sense. They're doing it to attack your freedom, surveil you, and control you. We need to fight back. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I know it's a busy Friday evening. I appreciate we're all a bit tired. So am I, but I'm a bit concerned about our future, so I just wanted to hand some information out. The digital IDs, though, is well, first of all, sir, we're in a public space. We're in a public space, sir.
It doesn't matter whether we're in a public space. You still need someone's...
I know the law. I'm very familiar with the law.
You still need someone's consent to film them and then put it up somewhere in the public domain.
But I don't need to debate this with you.
Yeah, I think we do.
I don't think we do.
Because you've chosen to do it, and I've told you I don't want you to.
Which is fine. I respect that.
You're then saying, oh, it's fine, I can do what I like.
Well, on principle, I'm saying that, but out of respect for you, sir, I'm going to listen to what you say. That's not a problem. If you don't want to be filmed, then why do you want CCTV? That filmed you.
I do not think it's a good idea to have all of our information in one centralised system. Personally, I do not think that we should be able to even trust the government with any information that we have.
Okay, so the feedback from people has been really interesting. Lots of people are willing to have this conversation. Lots of people are willing to take a leaflet and engage. Back in COVID times, people were very hostile when I discussed the idea that lockdown maybe wasn't a good idea, masks weren't a good idea, and how it was sort of a blueprint and the stepping stones for digital IDs and more surveillance, more tracking, more tracing. Who remembers track and trace? Who remembers the days where we had to put our phone number down to get into venues? Well, digital IDs is just a more official way of doing that, and that's what we need to stand against, and that's what I want to wake people up to. So let's keep going, let's see who we can wake up, let's see if we can hand out any more leaflets, let's see if anyone's willing to engage. I know this gentleman's willing to engage.
Not in the way you like.
No? What about a leaflet?
No,
We are now
digital
arriving
IT
at
stops
Bond
prevents
Street.
fraud massively. It prevents people from scamming you.
Yeah.
I think if people have got nothing to hide, they should accept digital.
Ah, see, that's. Have you ever read George Orwell, 1984?
I have.
Familiar with the kind of handbook for the 21st century? See, I think we're more surveilled in this country than any other country in Europe.
I beg to disagree. But
It's not, that's a fact.
But look, you're welcome to your.
I appreciate that. No, I'd give it some thought. I'd take a leaflet. It's just information. My point I'm making here is quite simple, is the government is just pushing for this new thing called a brick card. And a brick card is essentially the first form of a digital ID. It's the idea that all your information, maybe your health records, bank records and so forth, is stored in one place. The government has access to it, venues may have access to it, and for me it's a slippery slope down a route of authoritarianism, governmental overreach, where the state is intervening in our lives too much. You know, we're meant to be a free country, that's what the UK was built on, and it's kind of like being snuck in without much debate, much public consultation. So that's why I'm just opening up that channel of
What's the government's justification for it? Why do they want it?
At the moment, one of the reasons they're pushing for it is around migration, and I think a lot of people could agree there's concerns with mass migration, but for me it seems a little bit too convenient. I think that's not necessarily good enough to justify putting a digital ID on every single person in the United Kingdom. Tony Blair is still very much influencing our politics. The Tony Blair Institute has been looking to push forward digital IDs for a very long time now.
This is where technology, like digital ID, becomes critical. My institute's own analysis
shows that introducing this in the UK would save at least $2 billion a year and likely more by reducing losses to fraud, improving tax collection, and better targeting of state support.
And for me, I think it's outrageous. We're more surveilled in this country than any other country in Europe. We have more cameras. We're on par with China.
Doesn't that keep us safe though?
In Croydon, they're putting in AI facial recognition cameras.
If it saves time, someone having to go through and identify the people in.
So what happens? What happens like in COVID times when they said you're not allowed to go outside, even though that's complete nonsense and there's no science to back that being a reality and any good? They would have used that. They would have used that to arrest you. I'm going to hand out some information. If you'd like to take a leaflet, more than welcome to. Sir, would you like a leaflet? Thank you so much. This is another push in the direction of more authoritarianism, more of our government constantly telling us what to do, tracking us, and pushing us towards this kind of weird nanny state where apparently as human beings we can't govern ourselves to an extent. In China, they have mass surveillance, and in the UK, we're now on par with China in terms of the amount of cameras that we have tracking us constantly. We are more surveilled in this country than any other country in Europe, and now digital IDs are being pushed for and are being brought in. For example, if you want to go to a bar or a restaurant, they can reject you based on the fact that you don't meet their criteria, based on the information that's held on this digital ID. Your health records, your driving license, your passport. So all I'm doing is just handing out some information today about the concerns there. If you'd like to take a leaflet, you don't have to. Like a leaflet, sir? Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
What is this thing, brick card, that you've got there?
Brick card, yes. So this is what.
Something that they're trying to bring in.
Yeah, so that's sort of what they're framing it as. So digital ID / brick card, you could say. So this has literally just been announced, I think, just a couple of days ago now.
But you wouldn't have to get them, right?
Well, that's a really good point. So if it wasn't mandated, I don't think I'd have a huge issue with it in the sense that it's just choice.
But if it's something on a smartphone, I don't even have a smartphone.
You don't have a smartphone?
No, they can't force people to have it.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, I thought I'd just slip that.
That's incredible. No, that is incredible. To not have a smartphone and to be so young is absolutely brilliant. And the thing is, it's being pushed through under the guise of migration, right? Which I think a lot of people can agree, there's an issue with migration that needs to be kind of managed. But under everybody getting a digital ID with all of your information being passed on to the government, I don't think so. I don't think that's a good idea. And that's what they want to do in this country. So with a digital ID, with my vaccination status on, clubs, pubs, businesses can stop me from coming in. That's not freedom. It is the stepping stones towards mass surveillance and control. And what I'm doing is just handing out some information today. So if you'd like to have a read, you don't have to. It's absolutely fine, but I just suggest that you inform yourself of what the mainstream media is not going to tell you. So I'm just going to hand out some information. Would you like a leaflet, madam? Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Sir? No worries. Would you like a leaflet, sir? No problem. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you. Like a leaflet, sir? Thank you. Really appreciate it. Right, guys. Today was certainly a tough day of tube outreach, but definitely worth it when it comes to raising awareness about digital IDs. Now, if you want to support this kind of work, you can head over to my website, montgomerytoms.com, and you can support me for as little as just £3 a month. Or if you want to support me for more, you can absolutely do that. This sign, the leaflets, etc., it was all bought by my members and those who are willing to support me. So thank you so much. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.